Well, the baseball season's underway. We're a couple of weeks underway, okay? And teams are starting to establish themselves, noticing patterns. With the with the couple of breakouts we've had with the Marlins and the Cardinals, it seems things are slowly getting back to normal, and hopefully it stays that way. But you know what's happening in a few weeks, right? MLB trade deadline, okay? August 31st. It's normally July 31st, but obviously with the late start and the shortened season, they pushed it back a month. But it's still going to be a significant day, and I actually see there's going to be a lot of activity from a couple of teams. There'll be a lot of trades, but I think with this shortened season, um, teams' holes have been kind of exposed a little bit, and needs are going to be that much more apparent. That's what I'm seeing so far, and I think it's going to be a pretty frantic trade deadline. And I've got some whoppers here. I've got some good trades, okay? And these are my combination of predictions and what I think should happen, but more predictions. So I'm going to give you 15 of them, okay? These are the ones that I think that are going to be most significant. And let me know what you think. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a baseball fan and you like stuff like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up, by the way. Even if you don't subscribe, it really helps YouTube filter it to its algorithm. Helps grow the channel. But if you're a baseball fan and you like good content, I do ask that you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. It's really helpful too. And hit the notification next to it so you don't miss anything that I put out moving forward. And take a look at all the videos that I put out already. I'll put a bunch in the description down below for you, my most recent. All right? So let's get to the trades. Let's get to the good stuff. Number 15, the incompetently run but surprisingly good in 2020 Miami Marlins are going to make a trade. And they're going to send Max Meyer, their number 3 prospect, who's a right-handed pitcher, Edward Cabrera, their number 5 prospect, is a left-handed pitcher, and one of their actual relievers up in the major leagues, Mike Morin, is a relief pitcher, to the New York Yankees. Give them some much-needed prospect pitching depth, pitching prospect depth, and positional prospect depth. They're going to send Miguel Andujar back to the Miami Marlins. Now, unfortunately, Miguel Andujar is stuck here on a team, and I feel similarly about Clint Frazier. I mean, they're young guys with a lot of team control. They've both proven that they can hit at the major league level, and their bats are solid. They're really, really good. But I think Miguel Andujar is blocked by more people than Clint Frazier is, and I think it's important I think the Yankees should play both of them. But if they're not going to, give them a chance to develop trade value so you can send them somewhere and get some prospect back, capital back in return. The Yankees need pitching prospects. They also need another reliever now that Tommy Kahnle's had Tommy John surgery. The Miami Marlins present a good option for them. And again, they have a young and upcoming team. They have a lot of good prospects. They're well run by the manager. I don't know about up above him, but Don Mattingly's a good manager and helps develop. He's like Joe Girardi, helps develop young players. They're good at it, okay? And he's a good stabilizing figure there, and I think Andujar will go in there and less pressure-packed environment and be a good complementary piece and really help make that lineup a little bit stronger. And he'll find his way there. I think he'll find the position, and unfortunately, he won't have an opportunity to do that here because we have Brett Gardner, even though he's older, and likely in his last year at the Yankees, he's still blocking him or he's blocking Clint Frazier. I don't get it. I like Brett Gardner, and I think Clint Frazier should be in that spot right now, especially with Stanton hurt. But what are you going to do? So he's not a free agent until 2024, so he can extract a lot of value back. And again, he can hit. The Marlins need some young position prospects, okay? He gives them that, and they give us back what we need, pitching. Okay. Number 14. This is a solid trade, I think. And this is going to be one of several, I think, three trades that I have the Colorado Rockies making. I think they're going to be doing a reshuffling. They're going to send Michael Toglia, their number 2 prospect, the first baseman, Ryan Rollison, number 3, who's a left-handed pitcher, and Colton Welker, who's their number 5, third base prospect. Yes, 3 top 5 prospects they're going to send to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Josh Bell. This is bold trade, okay, to me. I think Josh Bell can go in there and just mash the ball. And he's going to his offense is going to replace somebody that I have going out later on in one of my other trades, okay? And again, a good player, and I think who needs a change of scenery. Okay, and I think Colorado would give him an opportunity to just hit bombs left and right. And as much as I would love for him to be in the Yankees, he's also blocked by Lou Voigt, and you've got Mike Ford and a bunch of these other players who are also, young and have a lot of team control. So I think he provides a great option. Again, no matter what they do over there, there's still a DH in the National League in 2020, which gives him an opportunity to alternate if he needs to do that. But he's young, he's 27, and he is a bat extraordinaire. So, and again, Pittsburgh gets a bunch of prospect capital that they need back in return. Number 13, the Oakland A's, one of their several trades I have them making too. They're going to send Nick Allen, their number 5 prospect, who's an infielder, shortstop, second base prospect, and a mid-level prospect of some sort, to the San Francisco Giants and bring back an old face who would give them an extra arm in the rotation, Jeff Samardzija. Samardzija, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I need another arm in the rotation, okay? They're going to be running to win a division and to go further in the playoffs. They need another arm in their rotation to do it, okay? This is one of a couple of trades I have them making. They're going to address the offense later, which is already ridiculous. But that's number 13. Number 12, the Philadelphia Phillies. They're going to send Francisco Morales, their number 4 prospect, who's a right-handed pitcher, and Luis Garcia, who's their number 6 shortstop prospect, to the Kansas City Royals, who are going to be making several trades as well. Okay, for Danny Duffy, left-handed starter who's got a couple years of control left. They need another arm, even though they brought in Zach Wheeler and they've got Arrieta, they've got Nola, and they've got some other guys who are pitching relatively well. With Wheeler too, they need another arm in the rotation, especially if they're going to go long in the playoffs, especially the teams that are, the Nationals have their big 3. Okay, Atlanta's got a lot of depth on both ends, so they're going to need another arm to help shut that back as best they possibly can. But if they're going to try to win a division and go far in the playoffs, they need another pitcher, and he's a left-handed starter who will give them some versatility in their rotation as well. Okay, that's number 12. Number 11, the Los Angeles Angels are going to send Jordan Adams, their number 3, who's an outfielder, and Patrick Sandoval, who's their number 8 prospect, the left-handed pitcher, okay, to the LA Dodgers. And they're going to get somebody who they tried to get before and did not get, Jock Peterson. Okay, and this is one of a couple of trades I have the Dodgers making too. Okay, add Jock Peterson to that Angels lineup, to Trout, to Rendon, to Ohtani, who's now just going to be hitting this year apparently, and then they just called up Joe Adele. If he gets into a rhythm, and you add Peterson to that, that is a nasty 5. And you got Andrelton Simmons, you've got Upton, you've got these other guys too that I haven't even talked about. So that could be a crazy good lineup. And again, if they're going to compete with the Oakland Athletics and the Texas Rangers, who are kind of slowly adding pieces too, they're going to need somebody like Jock. And again, Jock's also stuck in Los Angeles, not getting the opportunities that he should get. He'd be better off in a place that has a bigger need for him. And again, all he has to do is go across town. Second Dodgers trade, okay? They're going to send Josiah Gray, their number 3 prospect, who's a right-handed pitcher, Tony Gonsolin, their number 6, another right-handed pitcher, and Luis Rodriguez, number 10, an outfielder, to the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah. This is one of the big ones. To Josh Hader, okay? They have a crazy rotation, okay? Crazy good. You got a ton of young studs, too. Dustin Mann and Walker Buehler to complement things. Kershaw seems to be healthy and rock and rolling again. But they need another stud piece in the bullpen. And he's one of the best. And he's going to complement that bullpen and complement Jansen. And that's one of their pieces that I think that'll help put them over the top in their quest for a championship. I hate saying it because I'm a Yankee fan. But I think the Dodgers are going to be the team to give up what Milwaukee wants to finally get Hader. And they'll give up a good package, which will help Milwaukee's efforts to kind of keep moving forward, too. Minnesota. They're going to send my number 9 trade. They're going to send Trevor Lornack, their number 4, who's an outfielder, and Lewis Thorpe, who's their number 8, a left-handed pitcher, to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, even though they've added Madison Bumgarner and some other pieces that are becoming more competitive, I think they're going to trade Robbie Ray finally. There's been talk about it in the last couple of years, going here, going there. I think they're going to send him to Minnesota, who could use another piece. They've added a lot of pieces, okay? Already, they've added Josh Donaldson to really boost that lineup. And they've added complementary pieces in the rotation. Several guys, but Robbie Ray is going to be a younger. He's left-handed, and it'll give him another solid arm that can go out and throw innings every 5 days, and also help put them in a position to win that Central, or go after the Chicago White Sox in the Central. Okay, they need another piece in rotation. Number 8, San Diego Padres. This is one of a couple trades I have them making. Okay, they're going to send Michael Baez who's their number 7, a right-handed pitcher, and Owen Miller, who's their number 11, who's an infield prospect, shortstop, second baseman, to the Toronto Blue Jays. Yes, the up-and-coming Toronto Blue Jays. But they're going to get Ken Giles in return, their stud reliever. Okay, San Diego's at the point where they need to make a move, and they're going to make several, but they need to make a move to complement Drew Pomeranz and some of those other folks in the bullpen, the back end of these games. If they're going to go after the Dodgers, okay? If they're going to go be competitive in the West, okay? And the Diamondbacks, obviously. So Ken Giles will be a really, really good piece for them to add to the bullpen, and they're going to give Toronto some young prospects in return, pitching and offense, and that's a young up-and-coming team too, but they're still behind Tampa and the Yankees, in my opinion. So it's an opportunity to get some prospect capital in return, while San Diego acquires a really good bullpen. Now I'm going to go to this side, okay? Get to the good stuff. Let me just turn this around a little bit. There we go. Houston Astros, yeah, they're struggling. There's a lot of frustration because of what's been going on, for everything from bench clearing balls, fights, being hit by pitches 6,000 times. With their offense, their top guys struggling, losing Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander being out with an injury now. They're going to make a pitching move, okay? They're going to send Jose Urquidy, number 2, right-handed pitching prospect, Christian Javier, number 6, right-handed pitching prospect, and Corey Lee, number 8, catching prospect, to the Detroit Tigers, which is going to be one of their first of 2 significant moves. Okay, and in return, they're going to get back Matthew Boyd. Yep, left-handed starting pitcher, power pitcher with several years of team control left, which is why it's going to cost that type of prospect package. But in their effort to revamp their farm as well, Detroit, they're going to trade out Matthew Boyd, and again, they're going to make another trade to boost that farm up again too. And we'll get to that shortly. Number 6, this is the more significant of the Oakland A's trades. They're going to send Robert Ponson, number 3, shortstop prospect, Dalton Jeffries, number 6, right-handed pitching prospect, and Sheldon Noose, number 11, second base prospect, okay, to Kansas City for Whit Merrifield. Okay, yes, beloved Whit Merrifield, but Kansas City, let's just be honest, I don't think they're going to be competitive anytime soon, and this is an opportunity for them to get a good prospect package in return, and they'll get a top, second base prospect that they could develop, that a shortstop prospect, and a pitching prospect that they could develop too. So, and Whit Merrifield is just going to go right into that Oakland lineup, which is already deadly, and make it even better. Okay, so they made a pitching move, and they made an offensive move in their attempt to go over the top, get over the top Oakland. Okay, Detroit's second significant trade. Okay, and San Diego's second significant trade. San Diego's going to send C.J. Abrams, their number 2 prospect, who's a shortstop. Taylor Trammell, who's a well-known prospect, their number 5, who's an outfield prospect. And Joey Castillo, their number 10, a left-handed pitching prospect, to the Detroit Tigers for Michael Fulmer. Yep. They're going to get a starting pitcher, San Diego Padres, to complement Ken Giles. They need another starting pitcher, and Detroit needs this prospect capital in return. And the good thing about Detroit, they can afford to trade away Fulmer, who also has several years of team control left, and he's young and he's healthy again. And Matthew Boyd, because they have their young Casey Mize and these young prospects that they drafted over the last couple of years to kind of be the next generation of guys moving forward. But they're getting six top prospects in return to help boost that system, and which they can either use some of them to develop and bring it to the major league level, or trade them in other packages for other players. So that's a way of really boosting that pipeline. All right. Number 4, my second Yankees trade. Okay, they're going to send Estevan Florial, their number 3 prospect, who's an outfielder, and Luis Medina, their number 9, who's a right-handed pitcher, and they're going to address their hole in their starting rotation right now. They're going to send him to Colorado for John Gray. Okay, this is Colorado's second significant trade. So far, they have one more on my list. But the Yankees have a hole, and again, can't rely on Garrett Cole for everything. Severino's out for the year with Tommy John. Herman is out for the year. Tanaka is not yet back up to full strength after being hit in the head, so he'll eventually be there, being consistent. And Paxton struggled, but he's starting to get a little bit better. And we have Jordan Montgomery, who's still young, okay? But we need another solid arm. He's a big power arm, okay? The fact of the matter is the Yankees need one, okay? And I see them getting John Gray from the Colorado Rockies and giving up Florial and Medina, 2 top 10 prospects to get him. He only has a year left, so otherwise the package would be more generous. But I don't see them having to give up that much more for him. Now, my 3 big ones, okay? Number 3, the Atlanta Braves are going to send Drew Waters, their number 2 prospect, who's an outfielder, and Ian Anderson, their number 3, a right-handed pitcher, and Braden Schumacher, their number 7, okay, to the who's a shortstop prospect. So they're going to send 2 number 5s, or 2 top 5s, and a 7, so 3 top 7s to the Chicago Cubs. Okay, and he's finally going to get traded. We can talk about it. Chris Bryant. Imagine adding Chris Bryant to Acuna and Albies, that Freeman, and that lineup. Oh my God. Okay, and the Cubs are playing well, but this is an opportunity for them. They're not going to give Chris Bryant $250 million. Okay, they're not. All right. This is an opportunity for them to get some good prospect capital back. That's good prospect capital. Okay, and that's a franchise-altering trade to me, in my opinion, for the Braves and the Cubs. Okay, Chris Bryant's beloved there. He's won an MVP. He's got a championship. I get it, but the Braves are going for it. Okay, and they have to make a move like this in order to be able to compete with the Phillies and the Dodgers and those teams like that. So that's them. Number 2 is my shocker trade. Okay, the New York Mets in their effort to be competitive in the New York market and to be competitive in the National League. This one's going to be a crazy one. Okay, they're going to send 4 players. Ronnie Mauricio is their number 1 prospect, shortstop prospect. Francisco Alvarez, their number 2 prospect, okay, catcher. Matthew Allen, their number 4 prospect, the right-handed pitcher. And Edwin Diaz, their closer, who needs a change of scenery. And he still has a couple of years of control up, but it's just not doing it in New York. Unfortunately, they're going to send him to the Cleveland Indians. Yep. I do not see the Dodgers getting him anymore. I did before, but I don't now. Francisco Lindor to the New York Mets. That would be a trade in an effort to make themselves really, really, really relevant and be competitive with the Yankees in the New York market. That trade right there would do it. Okay, and would make that would make that lineup a hell of a lot better. Okay, and again, they have other prospects, and they're giving up top 2, 3 top 5s, which you're going to have to. Any team's going to have to get Francisco Lindor. It's just the bottom line. Okay. And Edwin Diaz, again, as much as it stinks to get rid of him, he can be replaced. He's not performing there, okay? And add Francisco Lindor to that lineup with McNeil and Alonso, and add a career-long shortstop who they will give an extension to because they can afford to. They plug him right in there, and it makes them also more appealing, more attractive destination for other free agents, okay? Francisco Lindor to the Mets, that's my whopper, okay? Or my shocker. And my last big one, okay? St. Louis Cardinals, they have to make a move in order to go after the Dodgers and to win the Central. They're obviously going to be competitive, but this move is going to make them really, really competitive. And you put this guy in the lineup with Paul Goldschmidt and the rest of these guys, oof, scary. They're going to send Nolan German, their number 2 prospect, who is a third baseman. Ivan Herman, their number 4 prospect, a catcher. And Zach Thompson, their number 5, a left-handed pitcher, to the Colorado Rockies. Yeah, Colorado's 3rd significant trade for Nolan Arenado. Yep, I see Arenado being traded. Okay, he's not happy. He's made that clear. But Colorado's not going to just give up nothing for him or get nothing in return for him. Okay, but again, the prospect, if St. Louis is going to pick up that contract in return, the prospect capital is going to be generous, but it's not going to be ridiculous. 3 top 5s is plenty. Okay, if you're going to be picking up Arenado and $200+ million, okay, Arenado in that that St. Louis lineup would make it absolutely deadly. Okay, and again, this is a 3rd trade for the Rockies. They've added Josh Bell and a boatload of prospects. Okay, to really help them in their efforts to still be competitive and rebuild at the same time. Okay, Josh Bell replacing his offense. That's good. I mean, that would be a good swap of offense. And again, they're getting prospects, and they still have Charlie Blackmon. They still have Trevor Story. They have a good lineup. Okay, so this is what I have. This is my MLB trade deadline predictions. Okay, let me know what you think. Please hit the thumbs up, by the way. It really helps YouTube share this to its algorithm. Put your comments down below. The more comments, the better. If you have trade ideas of your own, put it down below. If you think some of these are nuts, think some of them are great, realistic, put it down below. I respond to all the comments. Okay, and it's just nice to have dialogue with fellow baseball fans. I want this to become one of the better channels out there, and soon I'll spruce it up. Once I get some, once this channel becomes monetized, so subscribing to the channel helps it get there. I will get some editing equipment and stuff like that and help do some pop-ups where I can just point my finger and something pops up and so on and so forth. I will start making the more popping videos, but I want the content to be good, most importantly right now, before I do that, so you can continue watching these videos. But this one right here, this is an oldie but a goodie. It's a popular free agent predictions, trade deadline predictions. This is what I love doing. I'm going to keep doing it. I have a bunch of good stuff that's going to be coming out moving forward too. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification next to it. And again, my regulars, thanks so much. And everybody be safe, look out for each other, and I'll talk to you soon.